G'day, my name's Grant Sims. I run cropping and cattle business, Sims Farms, just near Echuca in north central Victoria. I also have a seed business down under covers where we design and put together multi-species mixes for improving soil health and livestock production. We started growing cover crops probably over 10 years ago now, and we kind of found that we could grow large amounts of biomass very cheaply with low inputs. So then we thought, how do we sort of utilise this? And that's when we started looking at cattle, and we use those cattle as a tool. So if a paddock in cropping is underperforming, whether it be weed pressure, soil structure, a number of different reasons, we can put the multi-species in for 2 or 3 years, really prime that soil, get all the roots working, busting open the soil, starting to get the biology and that cycling. Then we use the cattle to sort of, you know, we're still harvesting these crops, but we're just using a 4-legged harvester, appreciating asset instead of a big green thing that sits in the shed, you know. So it's really exciting. We can get really high production with a pretty well a low input cost while fixing our asset, our soil. So yeah, that sort of gets a lot of fun now once we got that cattle integration into our cropping business. How we use the cover crops or the multi-species, there's a lot of different ways you can call them, multi-species forages or cover crops, but essentially what it is we want diversity. And it doesn't really matter what enterprise you do it in. We can use these plants to either suppress weeds, fix nitrogen, unlock phosphorus, you know, get rid of soil root diseases and nematodes, things like that. So there's a large range of reasons why we can use these: improve water holding capacity, carbon sequestration, infiltration. They really are a good tool, but essentially why they work, because it's just sort of mimicking nature in a way. Like, you know, when we get out into our cropping and we're growing a monoculture of wheat, you know, we're really in nature is that natural, and then all of a sudden we're constantly fighting against nature with weeds and different things, you know. And magic can really happen if we get, you know, 4 or more plant families and, you know, 8 or more, you know. Our winter super mix has got 13, 14 species in it. So they just sort of grow. We become more water and nutrient efficient because we've got a lot of different root systems now. We can explore greater areas of soil. So we've got a lot of different plants in here. There's the ryegrass, clovers, but these radishes, so this is a radish, a smart radish. These have got these big tubers. They'll send it, I've just snapped that off digging it up, but we've done soil pits on a plant this size at this age and found their roots down 1.5 metres in depth. So they'll send a taproot down and scavenge all the nitrogen, sulphur, different things that leach through the soil profile, and they bring it up and fill these tubers up the top, which are really good for them grazing. But then as the cattle or this plant dies off, it redistributes those minerals that are leached through the soil back up into the soil surface where we want them, in that root zone. And then this is a turnip. So they're both brassicas. They're good at inoculating the soil. So you'll see the little bulb. It's like a bit of a veggie garden here at times, but with these plants. But I don't know if this picks it up, but very fibrous lateral root systems with the taproot. But around on the soil surface here, well, I can just see a lot of worm castings. Like the worm activity really explodes in these paddocks